Hi guys, Kyle here from Unstoppable. I'm going to be talking to Kat Cummings today, one of the lovely members at Wymondham Athletic Running Club. One of the first people I met when I joined the club just about a year ago. Big inspiration and a brilliant runner as well. So she can be sharing some tips to you today as we go through some questions. Equally at the end, if you've got any questions for Kat you'd like me to pass on, please let me know and I'll give her a shout. So Kat, thank you very much for coming along this morning and sitting down with us and talking through kind of the questions we're going to ask. So firstly, how did you get into running?
I first started getting into running about 10-11 years ago. One of my friends was doing a charity 5k for Macmillan, and they asked me if I wanted to do it, and so yeah, that was it really.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes, it took me about half an hour I think to do it, or over half an hour to do my first 5k, but then yeah, got the bug then.
Excellent. So what kind of made you want to then get into it from there? There's a great starting point, but then what made you want to then kind of join the club and kind of get more involved?
Well, I really enjoyed it and I carried on running on my own, and then I just thought, oh, I'd like to do a few more races and things, so I looked at the local clubs where I lived in Birmingham at the time, joined the club, and then the Birmingham Half Marathon started then about that time then as well, so I thought, right, I want to do that, so I decided to join my club in Birmingham to get into it that way. Okay,
so you went from 5k up straight to half marathon?
Yeah.
Big jump, but fair play, like, you know, it's a good bold strategy to go with it, and sometimes it is that kind of throwing yourself into the deep end to kind of make yourself have to do the work, which obviously in running is tough, especially on your own, so joining the club makes obviously perfect sense.
Yeah, definitely.
So obviously you've been running, say, for 11 years now. What's been your kind of proudest moment, your proudest achievement?
Oh God, I'm blank now.
I mean, you've had quite a few, and even recently, obviously, you had the course record a few weeks back at, what's the race?
East Coast 5k.
Yeah, so the PB there, also the course record there. You had a course record as well for the 65-minute 10 mile.
Yeah, that was an age category one, I think.
Oh, okay, still impressive work though.
Yeah, I think probably my biggest thing really has been my half marathon this year, because I have had a bit of a nightmare running half marathons. I followed a training plan through Pilot Club, and managed to get under an hour and a half for the first time, so I've now got a championship place for the London Marathon.
Fantastic.
Which is one of my targets for this year.
And have you got a target time to do that this year?
Don't know, so I'm not very experienced, but hopefully under 3 hours 15, between 3 and 3:15. So.
Either way is a great target time, obviously, and again, scaling up from that half marathon to that is such a big difference, it's such a big challenge, but you've got the experience to back it up now, so you can absolutely do that.
Hopefully.
And what do you find is your kind of favourite thing about running? Because obviously there are loads and loads of benefits from health points of view, you know, mental health as well, but what's kind of your favourite thing?
I think really just getting out the door, the fact that I haven't got to get in my car and drive somewhere, I can just get my stuff on, and off I go really, and especially having little one, I can just fit it in wherever I need to really, so just get out at the end of the day after looking after a 3-year-old and get a bit of fresh air and freedom, I suppose. So,
I mean, I think it's one of the great things about it. The same thing, you know, it's good to, I mean, although I work in a gym, and it's nice to just be away from everything, kind of phone off, leave it at home, and just kind of go out and do your own thing. You know, just you and either the road or the trail, whatever it might be. And obviously, you know, say being a mum, being a working career as well, and trying to fit in so much running to be at such an elite level, it's really impressive. And one of the things, obviously, like I said before, you know, that we wanted to interview you for was to show people. So anyone who's watching this who is, you know, doing lots and lots and lots of things and has loads of responsibilities, that you can achieve really good times and work really consistently at it. I mean, what's been one of the biggest challenges you found there? Is it just time, or is there something else that's come up?
I think when I first had a baby, I did think, oh, I think my running might be over really, because I couldn't imagine that I'd be able to fit everything in at all. But yeah, I think it is just, you've just got to you've got to set yourself a target of what you want to do each week, know what you're doing, work out when you're going to think you're going to be able to fit it all in, and just stick to it really.
Okay, so action planning rather than just goal setting, so taking that step further.
I do have to organise it really and think, when am I going? One day a week I'll run with the buggy, otherwise I wouldn't be able to get that running.
Again, obviously another challenge, extra resistance to work on, so that's all good.
I tend to do early mornings or sort of towards the end of the day, especially at the weekend, so it doesn't really eat too much into family time. Just sort of fitting it all in that way really, and I think that was sort of the biggest challenge over the last few years, but I've adapted really well, and actually I'm running more miles than I ever have done now. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
And is it down to the speed of the miles as well, or is it just purely down to the organisation, do you think?
yeah, just organising it and knowing that if I don't do that run, I won't be going again that day, because that's my only little time slot really. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it must be quite difficult to be so strict on the time to kind of make sure everything is kind of, you know, where it's meant to be done.
It is a bit of a headache sometimes, because I'm constantly, oh, when am I going to get it done? When am I going to get it done? But having that training plan's helped as well, because I think I haven't got to necessarily think so much about what am I doing when I go for a run. I just look at my plan and that's it really.
So, so obviously injuries are one of the things obviously that can get in the way for runners a lot. So whether it's shin splints, IT band problems, or plantar fasciitis.
Yeah.
What sort of injuries and illnesses you had along the time, and how have you got around them?
I think really the main injury I had when I very first started running, I got some foot problems, sort of along the tendons in my feet. I actually went to a physio for that, but that's the only time I've ever really been to a physio. I got plantar fasciitis. I was training for a marathon about 8 years ago, possibly, and I couldn't actually do the marathon, so I never made it to the start line, and I had it for about 3 or 4 months. And actually, I shouldn't really say so, but in the end I just started running again, and it actually just went, and I've never had it since. So.
Was there a change in shoes? Or did it help with that sort of thing?
I don't think so, no. I did try all sorts at the time, like shoe inserts and everything, but actually it just went on its own.
Yeah.
I did find out that my calves often quite get tight and short, so I do foam rollers and stretch my calves out a lot, so I think that helps me, hopefully, stay injury free.
Yeah. So, it's one of the best methods of using things like foam rollers, massage boards and those kind of things, if you haven't got a physio you can go to, or if it's just not as convenient. And you know, there are loads of different techniques you can use them as well. But yeah, obviously generally speaking wouldn't advise one of you, but each to their own, you know, everyone's got a different approach to things, and everyone heals in different ways. You know, there are general sort of consensus of this is one way to do things. But I know loads of people that have had injuries that have worked a slightly different way, and actually it's worked brilliantly for them. So what illness as well then?
Yeah, I've sort of had problems with low iron since I had my little girl, so that's kind of hampered me a little bit over the last few years, and I wasn't very well for about 18 months after having her either. So I just had to accept that I couldn't do anything and let my body sort of get right. And it was about, I think, 2 years after I'd had her that I started getting PBs again. It's a bit frustrating at the time, obviously, but
so you continued to run, but just accepted whatever the times were?
Yeah, I was running a lot fewer miles, a lot slower. It was quite a while before I actually found out I had low iron, because I thought I was just tired from having a baby.
Which would be definitely understandable, let's face it.
So that was quite a long time. But then my iron dipped again this year, after not being very well again. So I then went back on iron tablets, but when I'm not very well or anything like that, colds or anything like that, you know, just sort of listen to my body. If I feel like I'm able to do some running, I'll just take it a bit easier. If I really need a rest day, then I do know. I can tell when my body's telling me to take a rest. So.
Yeah, I think this again, the thing of where there are guidelines, everyone does know their body individually better a lot of the time than what just a bit of paper says, you know, definitely do this or rest this day. If you're ill, you know, take 3 days off. Actually, you might need to take 1 or 2. But you know, so you need to miss out on that 3rd one, or like say, do some gentler miles. You can still keep on the rhythm. It's probably why you came straight back into the PBs again after 2 years, because for 18 months you kept up the consistency, even though it was hard. Obviously, you're still testing the body at that point. So you know the body's still working really hard, and then when you get back into it full, well, you can go straight in and really smash it. Good stuff. So obviously before we put the camera on, we mentioned about eating vegetarian diet then with running as well. Are there any differences you've had to make or change you've had to make around running that other people wouldn't necessarily?
With what I eat? I think when I do more mileage, I just sort of ramp up what I'm eating, I think, really. I do things like have lots of smoothies, eat lots of things like oats, quinoa, nuts, beans, lentils, things like that. Brown rice is quite good as well.
Absolutely.
So instead of white, I have brown rice.
Slower digesting, which is always a bonus for runners as well. Obviously, during a run, you want the fast digestion, but later on, you know, recovering before and afterwards, you want the slow digestion. And
I also make things like flapjacks and little sort of things with cocoa and oats, and put raisins and nuts in them and things, like little balls. So I just sort of throw 1 or 2 of them down my neck after a long run, just to sort of get some energy back, because I don't necessarily feel like eating a lot right after. Or a smoothie, anything like that, just to get some energy back. I don't like milk, but I have sort of milk alternatives. I'm not vegan, but I just don't like dairy.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm exactly the same position. I don't do dairy. I generally have soya.
Yeah, so but there's a chocolate version of it, and I quite often just swig a glass of that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, because obviously that chocolate milk is obviously a well-known recovery drink, isn't it, for running,
yeah.
particularly just got the right protein to carbohydrate balance ratio. So yeah, for the alternatives that are around it, the same kind of market, perfect.
Yeah.
Obviously it tastes good as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
After a nice one, so.
Definitely.
Especially in the summertime when it's quite hot. No, brilliant. And in terms of your kind of long-term goals, other than the marathon, is there anything you would really love to achieve, or anything you think, I'd love to be able to do this time or this distance?
Yeah, I'm always sort of, I think what's kept me going and what's probably made me get quicker over the years is I do a certain time, and then I think, oh, well, I think I can go a bit quicker than that. I didn't feel perfect, so that means I can probably go quicker. And I've just thought that all the time, really, and I just carry on. And yeah, I've got some targets for this year. I'm hoping for a sub 18.5 and a sub 38 10k.
Excellent.
Whether that will happen, I don't know.
You can't be far off that now. You must be pretty close to those times.
Yeah, I've 38.44 I think is my current 10k PB, and 18.22 is my 5k. So. Yeah.
Close then, yeah, very close. But it's going to be good, challenging work, but ultimately really rewarding when you do achieve that.
Yeah.
As well, so it's that kind of the high after every run we get, but equally after a big achievement.
Yeah.
It's that. Yes.
Yeah.
I know when I did the Norwich Half last year, 2017, and really struggled with the heat, and really wasn't great. Was about 15 minutes slower than my target time, and then this year I managed it, and I was about 19, 20 minutes quicker, and it was under the hour and a half. And as I came across the finish line and then walked through the barn that they have afterwards, cried.
Yeah.
So it was like everything for the last 18 months I've been working towards that. And it was like, yes, I finally done it all. It all came to that culmination at one moment, and it's an absolutely fantastic feeling. It's something that I've never had from any other exercise type. There's never that kind of. It's never meant as much.
No. I think it takes a lot more to achieve something like that. It takes a lot longer time, I think, to work towards, and you have to stick to it through, snow, rain, whatever. You've got to try and get out there and carry on doing it really to achieve those things. So.
Yeah, and obviously rounded programs as well. So looking at the various types of training, so looking at longer distances, checking some intervals. Obviously strength work, stretching work as well, core strength in particular, especially as you get as fast as you are, it becomes more important because the force you're generating, you need to be able to stabilise really well. So. Do you do much core work, core strength work and leg strength work?
Yeah, I do stuff at home really. Cause
it's all it needs to be, in fairness.
Fit that in. I've got kettlebells and little dumbbells at home, so I use those. I've got an exercise bike, although I'm finding that hard to fit in at the moment because I'm doing extra running. So yeah, but I do stretches and sort of just exercises at home really. Whenever I get the chance, I tend to do it after a run. Just to get it done.
Again, it can fit into that block, especially if you've got to block your time if you as you have to. It's kind of that 50-60 minutes you've got, and you go 35-40 minute run, and then 15-20 minutes of stretching at the end, or vice versa. But spending good quality time stretching obviously keeps you injury free as well.
Hopefully.
Touch wood. But no, brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
And is there anything in particular, like your top tip for what would help people to progress, and what's helped you progress and push past previous barriers in the past?
I think one of the biggest things obviously was joining a running club, because that pushed me to do sort of effort sessions that I would never have done on my own, and also following a training plan as well has given me sort of sessions that I wouldn't even have thought of doing, especially the half marathon ones. I wouldn't have some of the sessions I've been doing, I wouldn't even have thought to do that on my own. So,
what sort of things have that included?
I was doing sort of like up to 15 miles, 16 miles, but I was doing long warm up, long warm down, then a session in the middle, and that was kind of my long run, whereas I would have just plodded out on a long run before. But I think that is the thing that got me the time that I was targeting, just sort of using that plan and getting advice from people at running club as well has been really helpful. So yeah, that is a good tip. Other than that, just getting out the door whenever you can really, and trying to stick to it. So
consistency is absolutely key, definitely.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thanks ever so much for coming in, Kat. Really appreciate it. It's been great to talk to you, and obviously actually learn a bit more about you as well. For all I've known you nearly a year now, I didn't obviously know at times and some of the things you've had problems with as well. So it's good to know. Not in a nosy way, but in a just nice to know people I like and get on well with. So thanks so much for coming in, and I shall maybe see you again another point, some point, and we'll maybe go for a run session or something like that.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. Thank
you. That's Kat's interview. If you want to ask Kat any questions, please feel free to get in contact, and I'll pass the message on and get back to you as soon as I can. Cheers, guys. I'll see you soon.